Happy lunchtime! I hope you're eating enough and drinking plenty. That was One Vision Queen on Hull Kingston Radio 107.4 FM. This is the Midday Connection with me, Amelia Riley. Coming up, I'll be talking you through what's on in Hull, so if you're looking for some cheap events to go to, stay tuned for that. And if you're in need of a job, I've got you covered with the latest job vacancies. Later on, we'll have a bit of local and national news in the Lunchtime News Hour. But for now, it's Nirvana with Smells Like Teen Spirit. That was the Beatles with I Want to Hold Your Hand on Hull Kingston Radio 107.4 FM. You're listening to the Midday Connection. I'm Amelia Riley, now bringing you the What Song Guide. If your kids are nagging you to do something fun now that they've finished school and you've just run out of ideas, there's Foot Golf running daily every week. It combines the social aspect and elegance of golf with the world's passion for football. Yeah, it's basically just golf with a football. That's all it is. But it is great fun for the whole family to get involved in and something new for the kids to enjoy. Each of the 9 holes are differently designed. Some have 3-tier greens or bunkers and water hazards. The course is at One Stop Golf on National Avenue and lasts about an hour and a half, so there's some leeway for you to catch lunch before or after this new sport attraction. But if you're looking for something to do for your leisure, take a look at Hull History Centre's Unlocking the Treasures exhibition. It's running every day until September from 10 a.m, so there's plenty of time to get yourself down there. Through fun and interactive elements, the exhibition will bring to life people, places and events from the past using photographs, maps and documents from the collections held within the Hull Local Studies Library. And if you're looking for another exhibition to go to, local artist Nick Matson's upcoming exhibition is popping up on Space 1, 66 to 68 of Humber Street. It will be there until the 21st of July to showcase his work. He has painted professionally for many years as well as running art classes from his Beverley studio, so do make sure to check that out and support this wonderful local artist. And Pride is coming to Hull once again. At 11 a.m. on the 30th of July, the Pride Parade will run through the city, ending up in Queen's Gardens ready for the 2 main celebrations. The main event is free and will run from midday to 5:30, followed by the Pride Party in the park, which is ticketed and taking place from 6 p.m. to 9:30. So get yourself down there and celebrate LGBT plus lives. And there's a Lego Club running in Central Library on Albion Street where your kids can make new friends and build every Wednesday from 6 p.m. You do need tickets to enter, but they're free, and if you go to visithull.org, you can book it from there. But if that's not enough Lego for you, Hull's Brickfest will be returning this year. The festival involves Lego displays, activities and specialist traders, so it will be returning to the Guildhall on the 13th and 14th of August, and tickets are available now on Eventbrite. I went to Brickfest last year with my boyfriend and it was great fun. There were some incredible displays, namely a Hull Fair display. Yes, an amazing Lego builder had made a miniature Hull Fair out of Lego and the rides were fully running, but I'm rather sad because I'll be on holiday when Brickfest comes around this year. You can tell you like Lego too much when you're sad to be going on holiday over an annual Lego festival. No, I am looking forward to getting away after everything that's gone on, and a feel-good song that gets me in the holiday spirit is Dancing Queen. Who wouldn't want to drop everything and live their best life in Greece like Donna in Mamma Mia? But of course, if you're a charity or non-profit organisation with an event coming up that you want everyone to know about, email us on studio@hullkingstonradio.com and we'll get that information out there. But for now, here's ABBA with Dancing Queen. Taylor Swift and Brendan Urie with Me. Well, not actually with me, the song's called Me. That reminds me of that video going around of Laura Ingraham getting really confused by the Netflix show You when it was brought up that measles came up on You and she thought they meant her show, so she was like, we never did a measles and vaccine episode on my show, and the guy's just like, I know, it was on You, which just made her even more confused, bless her. No, but I do wish Taylor Swift and Brendan Urie were with me here. What an iconic duo. We were truly blessed with a song by 2 wonderful artists. Anyway, this is the Midday Connection. I'm Amelia Riley, and if you would like to contact us, tweet us on @HullKRFM, visit our Facebook page, or email us on studio@hullkingstonradio.com. But for now, here's Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. Don't let Vecna possess you. You just heard Summer of 69 by Bryan Adams here on Hull Kingston Radio 107.4 FM. I'm Amelia Riley, bringing you the Midday Connection and Lunchtime News Hour coming up. And now it's time for the latest job vacancies.
The latest vacancies in and around Hull. It's the Jobs Express from Hull Kingston Radio.
The job vacancy is for a parking attendant based in Beverley on a permanent contract at a pay rate of £11.50 an hour. You'd be working 18 hours a week, undertaking regular patrols of the car park, issuing the appropriate enforcement notice to vehicles which contravene the on-site regulations, customer service assisting with queries or complaints, general on-site cleaning, frontline machine maintenance and general on-site admin. The ideal candidate will display good communication skills, both verbal and in writing, good customer service skills, good numerical skills, good technical experience and ability to use smartphones and or PDAs, the ability to deal with conflict whilst remaining calm and polite at all times, the ability to work under their own initiative and self-motivate, accuracy and attention to detail and awareness of health and safety. So if you would like to apply for this job, go to findajob.dwp.gov.uk and type in 9603076. That's 9603076.
The latest vacancies in and around Hull. It's the Jobs Express from Hull Kingston Radio. Hull Kingston Radio 107.4 FM weather with Portal Training. If you want to enhance your career options, Portal have IOSH and QualSafe courses covering managing safety, first aid, manual handling and many other health and safety related areas. Find out more by visiting the website portal.com and book your course online.
It's time for the weather. Well, I don't think I need to tell you that it's going to be a very hot day with a maximum temperature of 30 degrees, so lovely sunbathing weather. Make sure to wear plenty of sun cream. And tonight is staying dry overnight with some clear spells, although there will be increasing amounts of higher level cloud and temperatures will remain warm, perhaps uncomfortably so, at a minimum temperature of 18 degrees.
Hull Kingston Radio 107.4 FM weather with Portal Training. The Lunchtime News Hour on Hull Kingston Radio.
Humberside Police remanded a man into custody after an incident on Wednesday. He appeared at Hull Magistrates Court on Saturday and has been charged with attempted murder, actual bodily harm and threats to kill. Hull is above the national average for percentage of primary schools assessed highly by Ofsted. Hull has 71 primary schools attended by over 7,000 children. 91% have now been assessed as good or outstanding. Nationally, the average for primary schools is 88%. Ferrens Art Gallery are hosting a new exhibition set to showcase sculpture by women. Breaking the Mould, Sculpture by Women since 1945 explores the work of 50 sculptors. The exhibition is part of the Arts Council Collection's 75th anniversary celebrations and will run until the 2nd of October. Hull City have agreed a deal with Antalyaspor for midfielder Durkan Sinek. Sinek is expected to join the club on their pre-season camp in Marbella to agree personal terms. He is the third signing from the Turkish Super League and will become the sixth of the club's signings this summer.
The Lunchtime News Hour on Hull Kingston Radio.
That was Bad Habits by Ed Sheeran on Hull Kingston Radio 107.4 FM. This is the Lunchtime News Hour with me, Amelia Riley. You've just heard the local news headlines and we've got the national entertainment and sports news coming up later, along with an interesting interview with a period poverty charity about women and girls struggling to afford period products with the cost of living rising. But after a bit of Elvis Presley with Suspicious Minds, we'll have the national business news.
The afternoon business briefing on Hull Kingston Radio 107.4 FM.
It looks like passengers flying off over the summer will still need to be prepared for cancellations and delays. Wizz Air is slicing its schedule by 5% in the coming weeks as airports struggle with staffing numbers, while Heathrow isn't ruling out asking airlines to scrap more services. Uber's accused of trying to pressure politicians and of channeling money to tax havens in an aggressive worldwide expansion. Documents, initially leaked to the Guardian newspaper, allege the taxi firm also used a kill switch to stop authorities accessing its computer servers. Uber's acknowledged past mistakes and says new management's transformed how it operates. Some post office workers have launched a 24-hour walkout because of a row over pay. Members of the Communication Workers Union who are employed at Crown Post offices, the larger branch on high streets, are striking. Transport firm Go Ahead says it's expecting a good performance for its financial year that's just ended. It's revealed its regional bus division is continuing to see a steady recovery in passenger demand, with numbers back above 85% of pre-pandemic levels.
The afternoon business briefing on Hull Kingston Radio, 107.4 FM.
River Deep, Mountain High, the Supremes on Hull Kingston Radio 107.4 FM. I'm Amelia Riley, bringing you the Lunchtime News Hour. If you would like to contact us, tweet us on @HullKRFM, visit our Facebook page, or email us on studio@hullkingstonradio.com. Now, period poverty is on the rise as we continue to face the cost of living crisis. 1 in 4 UK women and girls are struggling to afford period products and resulting in using toilet paper, sponges and wearing products for longer than they should, risking their health. Half of people are unable to afford period products each month, which is doubled compared to last year. A fifth of women and girls have been unable to afford products at all this year, and a quarter are worried about the coming month. Many are even missing school and work due to them not being able to afford period products. 2 in 5 schoolgirls worry about being a financial burden on their parents, and a quarter of women and girls miss out on social activities due to these struggles. 3/5 of people struggling have said that if period products were cheaper, they would have better mental health as they could live normally. I mean, those statistics are shocking, really, aren't they? Well, Freedom for Girls is a period poverty charity helping people gain access to the products they need. I spoke to the founder, trustee and operations manager, Tina Leslie. So what were your thoughts when you heard that women and girls are struggling to afford period products due to the rise in the cost of living?
We've seen it here ourselves. We've seen it, because our provision in Leeds and surrounding areas has massively increased over the last couple of months. So it wasn't, a great shock to us. We've been tackling period poverty in the UK since 2017, and, it's been rising and rising. Over the pandemic, it rose massively. It dipped again once everybody got back to work, and now over the last few months, it's been rising again. So, yeah, I wasn't surprised at all. And I always, the research that's been going on over the last few years has been from, for young girls. And I always said that, people in period poverty, there's more people in period poverty from the ages of 18 to 50 than there is from 11 to 18, because I'm a mum. If I can't afford period products for myself, but I can for my daughter, my daughter will go and have them, and I'll go without. So yeah, it's not a shock at all. It's sad as well, that it's not, it's a part of the whole poverty issue. We have a social security system that's not working, and we can see that every day from all the headlines. So unfortunately, under the guise of poverty or the umbrella of poverty, period poverty is one. And we're, obviously we're here to help people, gain access to period products.
And it's horrible to think how much people's lives are being affected by this. Like, women and girls feel like they can't go to school or work.
Yeah, I mean, it was great that in, January 2020 that the government said that we could, that all schools and colleges could have free period products, which is absolutely amazing. But actually only 40% of schools have taken it up. And actually once they are in schools, do the pupils know that they're there? Because we have done, education within schools, and a lot of the schools order them in but don't actually tell the pupils that they're in there, which is a really big issue. But the issue can be resolved for certainly schoolgirls by the schools actually ordering the free products from the government, and then that will help down the line when you've got 2 or 3 teenagers. At least you can get period products from school.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people now think that period products should be free because it's something we can't control. What do you think?
I think there needs to be a lot more awareness. I think, if there's a lot of in-work poverty now, people, with the cost of living, the wages aren't going up. So really, I think it's a thing where actually companies who actually employ low-paid workers should think about providing period products for their workers, because if you haven't got period products, you're not going to be able to come to work. So that's a detrimental effect. It'll affect the emotional health and well-being of those workers, the dignity, all that needs to be thought about. They provide toilet paper and soap. Why can't they provide, their workers with period products as well? So the onus isn't just on the government. A lot of these companies make a lot of money, and, to provide period products would be a small amount of, money off their budgets.
Yeah, and I suppose even though the tampon tax was abolished in January of 2021, it doesn't really help much, does it?
It's a tiny amount, the tampon tax, and most supermarkets took that off anyway. But obviously with the cost of living, the cost of raw materials, they have to increase their prices to increase their profit. But again, it is very difficult in this day and age where everything's going up. What has to give? Are you heating? Are you eating? Are you having period products? There's so much, things that people have to think about, that they've never had to think about before. It's almost like, we have a whole new wave of people who are now financially insecure.
Yeah, so what would you say needs to be done to help people afford period products?
So I think, there's three things really. I think, definitely all schools need to provide free period products through the government scheme. I think companies need to really look at, their low paid workers, and if they're struggling and if they can provide period products, fantastic. And three, I think, really think about, when you're donating food, donate hygiene products, donate period products. If you see a food bank, thing in the end of the supermarket, think about people who, haven't got any period products or shampoo or things to clean their houses with, because their money runs out at the end of the week. I've just had a text now from somebody saying, oh, can you pop me some period products? I've just run out of money this week and I don't get paid till Friday. It's the end of the month. People are running out of money before the end of the month. And also, I think another thing would be that reusable products would be the way to go. I mean, Freedom for Girls are starting a Make the Switch campaign where people who can't afford reusables that are quite very expensive normally will be able to, contact us, and we'll be able to provide them with either, menstrual cups, period pants, or washable reusables. So that's what we're doing in the local area, because again, that will help a lot of people. So again, they don't have to worry every month that they're going to be able to afford products.
I think that's such an amazing thing to do. So what kind of help can people seek throughout this issue? And are there resources that you recommend for people facing period poverty?
It's really difficult. As I've said before, it would be, approaching your, if you're in a workplace, approaching your workplace, your managers, the people who own the companies, donating products to food banks, because a lot more people are accessing food banks now. I've seen it. I work in 3 food banks. I support them, and I've seen a massive increase in the last few months. So donating products, and, the schools need to provide the free period products for schools, for people in education up to 18.
Yeah, I think that would really help. But is there anything you would like to add before we end the interview?
I think that's everything. I think that's all we needed. It's concise. That's what we need to do to help tackle period poverty. Like I said, at the end of the day, it is part of the umbrella of poverty. So, we're down on the pecking order. And because there's still such a stigma and taboo around periods, people aren't going to come forward and say, actually, I need some period products. And they will use, and sanitary things like, socks and, a toilet, really cheap toilet paper, or even, the health issues where people are leaving products in for longer than they should do. So that's not a good, good sign, really.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining me for this interview today. It's been really interesting.
No worries. Thank you.
That was Tina Leslie, the founder, trustee and operations manager at Freedom for Girls.
The Lunchtime News Hour on Hull Kingston Radio. This is Access All Areas on Hull Kingston Radio, keeping you up to date with all the latest showbiz news and gossip.
Lorraine Kelly says COVID-19 has finally got her after she tested positive for the virus over the weekend. The presenter says she's not feeling too bad and hopes to be back at work very soon. Former Countdown star Carol Vorderman will be standing in for her on Lorraine while she's off. Tom Walker says he wrote his protest song number 10 about Boris Johnson and his government in a bid to vent the frustration of the nation. The Scottish singer says he realised how wound up people were when he saw what was going on politically was trending over Love Island last week. A percentage of all proceeds from downloads of the track will go to food bank charity, the Trussell Trust. We've been given a first glimpse of Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan's reunion in the final episode of Neighbours. One photo from the set shows the pair laughing and hugging, while in another they're leaning on a car. The long-running Australian soap is coming to an end at the end of the month after 37 years on screen. 4 new dancers are joining Strictly Come Dancing. It means there will be more professionals on the show than ever before. European Cup winner Vito Coppola, Chinese national champion Carlos Gu, former under-21 British national champion Lauren Oakley, and Latin dance champion Michelle Siakas will all feature in the forthcoming series.
This is Access All Areas on Hull Kingston Radio, keeping you up to date with all the latest showbiz news and gossip.
That was I'm Still Standing, Elton John on Hull Kingston Radio 107.4 FM. We'll be reaching the end of the show soon, so don't forget Janine is here next with the afternoon recharge. At 4 o'clock it's the Jam with May, followed by the evening news hour at 6 o'clock, and after that is the Hull Music Hour at 7. Matt is here at 8 o'clock with the Disco Dancing 80s, and the Casual Menace Mixtape Exchange Late Edition takes us into midnight. But for now, here's Earth, Wind and Fire with September to take us into the sports news.
Local, national, international. This is Hull Kingston Radio Sport.
Paul Pogba has completed his return to Juventus from Manchester United. The France midfielder, who left the Italian side for a second spell at Old Trafford 6 years ago, has come back as a free agent after his contract at the Premier League club expired. Pogba signed for United for a then world record £89 million. Meanwhile, Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag insists Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale and is in his plans for next season. The Portugal forward had reportedly expressed his desire to leave the Premier League club. Ten Hag has also confirmed Harry Maguire remains as captain. Nottingham Forest have signed Liverpool defender Nico Williams on a 4-year deal. The Wales international right-back has joined the newly promoted Premier League club for a reported £17 million. Williams becomes Forest's 6th signing of the summer. Wayne Rooney has reportedly agreed to become the new manager of American team DC United. The former Derby boss would be returning to the MLS side he played for between 2018 and 2019. Rooney left his role in charge of the championship club last month. England women's manager Serena Vigman is happy for Norway to consider themselves as underdogs ahead of this evening's Euro 2022 group game in Brighton. The hosts began the tournament with a 1-0 win over Austria. Former England goalkeeper Rachel Brown-Finnis says another victory is key. Sam Underhill and Maro Itoje have been ruled out of England's third rugby union test and series decider in Australia on Saturday because of concussion. The flankers both suffered head injuries during the 25-17 victory in Brisbane at the weekend. Tom Curry returned home last week after being concussed in the first test, but Jack Willis has been cleared to train.
Local, national, international. This is Hull Kingston Radio Sport.
Hallelujah by Panic at the Disco on Hull Kingston Radio 107.4 FM. We've reached the end of the show now, so thank you for keeping me company this lunchtime. I'll be back tomorrow, but for now, here's a bit of Blue Monday, New Order to take us into the hourly news.